Let me introduce myself as Rani John. I am heading the research and development unit in Bimlabs. I've been in the mechanical engineering field for last 15 years, both in academic field and I'm sorry, and also in the project side. So in the industry side. So let me share my screen. What I am planning to do is to give you a small briefing. It won't take much time about the MEP course that we offer. And I think you can now see my screen. Fine. So I'll be explaining about Bimlabs certified BIM professional course, that is an MEP. What Krishna has explained till now was a civil side. So we have an exclusive course of BCBP MEP. And I think those who are attending this, hearing me, knows about building information modeling. This is one of the top names that you hear in the AEC industry, that is architecture, engineering, and construction industry. So I'm not spending much time for all this introduction. I'm sorry, I have some small health issues, so I may have to mute my mic in between. Okay. So what Krishna has explained about collaboration and data sharing and common data environment, this figure represents it. You can see that at the very center, you can see the BIM model, and all the data involved will be, input into this BIM. Okay, that is what you can't say that BIM is a model, but there is a central model, and and will be focusing on this central data model, and we'll go on to the MEP part. Where does this MEP part comes? You can see that in the BIM, when we discuss about BIM, some of the major areas or modules are architectural, structural, then comes MEP and infrastructure. Then some more names like interior designing and all, visualization, all these things are there. But broadly, we can classify this into these 4 states. Now, I'll quickly move on to the MEP BIM. As the name indicates, it is, you can see that it is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. And this is a very, very interesting statement. A building, howsoever beautiful, is that without MEP services. That is how best you design a building. You know how great the architecture design is, how great the structural design is. Without the MEP services, that is these mechanical, electrical, and plumbing services, it is that building will be useless. You can't stay on that building. You can utilize that building. So it is just you can compare it to a person who doesn't have life in it, life in that person. He may be a smart or beautiful person, but without life, he can't. That person is useless. Or that is a very interesting statement. So we'll go on to the mechanical services, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, HVAC. It is called as HVAC services. You have heard about it. I don't know how many of you attending this meeting are from MEP background. If you are from mechanical engineering or MEP background, you're working in MEP side, you'll be very much familiar with these terms. I'm sorry. Now comes electrical systems. So you have ELV systems and low voltage systems, extremely low voltage systems. Then you have plumbing systems, which has domestic cold water, hot water system, sewage, then all this water treatment and all these systems we need to cover in our MEP. These are all there in the, when you cover the MEP syllabus, fire protection system will be there. Now, one small question, which is be very good if you address this. Why should you choose BIM as your career? Even though I'm explaining about BIM, let me have a word of even if my topic is MEP, just let me remind that a hell lot of skill force is needed in the BIM arena. BIM, lot of skilled, task force is needed in this area. Okay, that is one reason. Another one is you might have heard that in Middle East countries like United Arab Emirates and all, they have made BIM a mandatory standard. That is, when you go for the approval, you should have a BIM model. Okay, that BIM model should be submitted. Without the BIM model, you cannot get the approval. So you have so many job roles like the modeler, engineer, and coordinator. And okay, now we'll come to the real. Sorry. So we'll start with Bimlabs Certified BIM Professional, and I will also share a few things. Maybe it will take another 1 minute. I'll tell you what are some of the features of the MEP curriculum that we have developed. One thing is, this course, what we offer, will be a project-based training. That is, every module possible. Okay, in some theoretical model, it is not possible. In every modules, wherever it is possible, we will be integrating the projects, pilot projects or mini projects into the syllabus, into the content, into the curriculum. That is one thing. Another thing is that whatever syllabus topics we cover will be industry oriented, not just for the sake of teaching. Okay, some basics will be taught first, then we'll slowly move on to the we already have 4 pilot projects included in the first 4 months of curriculum. Okay, and then after then we have 2 months of very focused Middle East projects. Okay, we offer multiple Middle East projects that I'll explain in the coming minutes. I'll be explaining. So for an overview, I'll just divide the whole modules into three groups. So first group is a basic common modules that will be mostly, it will be common for all the disciplines. For example, in introduction to AutoCAD and introduction to BIM, architecture, modeling and documentation, multidisciplinary coordination, and all such modules. Okay, I think Krishna has already explained to you regarding all these modules. Now comes the core MEP modules. Here are the modules which is very, very important, which you cannot miss out, like from AutoCAD introduction, you go to a higher level or industrial level 2D CAD MEP. I'll explain about each one of it. You have HVAC, plumbing, fire protection, electrical, then extremely low voltage system, and family creation, fabrication, construction. So all these are very important core MEP modules. Then these 4 advanced software modules, Krishna has already explained about clash detection. This BIM 360 is for collaboration. And you have visual programming with Dynamo and then scan to win. All these things have already been explained. So before going to my detailed syllabus, just keep these 4 terminologies in mind. Design, drafting, modeling, and documentation, especially in this core modules. Okay, in these core modules, you have to always remember, being an engineer, or maybe you are in the engineering field, we should always remember that whatever we study, whatever we cover, will somehow fall into some of these categories: design, drafting, modeling, and documentation, where this Revit is exclusively, or BIM application comes in these 3: design, modeling, and documentation. But still, drafting is important. I hope you remember that Krishna might have, while explaining, while taking her session, she told why still AutoCAD. That question Krishna has addressed. So I'm not repeating, but modeling, it's an advanced modeling in using Revit you can do. Then documentation, preparing the shop drawings and as-built drawings, very important. Now, we have 4 months of project integrated MEP modules and 3 months of industry level pilot projects. So the whole curriculum is packed with mini projects and pilot projects and all the real, it will be project based. Okay, so let us quickly move on to the. So I hope you can see this. Yeah, this is an Excel sheet, and you can see that these are the topics, or these are the modules that we'll be covering. So let me have a small briefing. Okay, I won't take much time. Maybe within another 5 minutes, we can finish off and spend some time for interaction. So coming to MEP, BCBM MEP, we have the first module. We start with the basic AutoCAD, which is common to all the modules. Then we will go on to, after getting an idea about how to work with the software, we will go on to the drafting and documentation using AutoCAD. That is 2D CAD drafting and documentation. And in this module, we will be using real drawings, okay? Real AutoCAD drawings, or real industrial drawings, you can say. Okay, you will be trained to draft or create AutoCAD drawings, standard industrial drawings. I can guarantee you that after completing this, even there is so much of demand in the industry for AutoCAD drafting. People who know AutoCAD drafting well. So we'll take a HVAC project, or you can show some real industrial drawings from HVAC and electrical, and we're working on it. And I can show you some of the files, okay? Some of the folders which contains the files which you will be working on. So many files you'll be working on. Some basic design concepts also will be covering, like single line diagram in electrical and HVAC design. We have an exclusive module for that. Will come soon. Then introduction to BIM is a common module. Krishna has already explained. So here we'll get introduced to the Revit software, and we'll do some architectural modeling, some documentation. There is some of the common things, basic things you need to understand before going to the MEP model. And multidisciplinary coordination also Krishna has explained, but still I'll have a word about it. you know, the MEP team will be working once the architectural modeling is completed using Revit. So we need an architecture or a structure where we can model the MEP components, the services. So how do we work on the architecture model? That is called as linking the model. The whole thing, you call it as coordination. You can that's very much related with collaboration. All these are very important terms. How you link an architecture model to an MEP project file. So we'll be learning that. Then HVAC design, that's a pure engineering module where we'll study about the fundamentals of HVAC. Then we'll do that load calculation using HAB software and also with using Autodesk Revit, where we'll do the system analysis. So even if you search in the internet, you will not find, only very few recorded videos are there in the even publicly available about the system analysis, but we will be teaching you how to do the system analysis and comparing the result with what you get from the HAB software. Okay, you will be teaching you duct sizing. Okay, Magwea duct sizer and pipe sizer is very common with MEP professionals. Now we'll go to the system modeling, where we'll link an architecture model, do a system modeling. And this is the basic. We'll start from the very simple modeling. And as you move down, you can see that here you will have a pilot project. Okay, the whole thing, we will be spending 1 week time exclusively for HVAC modeling. So, so pilot project number 1 comes here. Okay, so once this is a different model, and this is another pilot project. So this is a bit more advanced, and then you will have the documentation, creation of shop drawings, and extraction of shop drawings from the Revit software. All these things, estimation, material takeoff, schedule, all these things will be taught. Then in the same manner, okay, I'm not going to explain the next few modules in detail. Same way, or same, you can say that in the same manner we will be doing the plumbing system modeling. You will have a design part initially, then go to the system modeling, then go to pilot project, then documentation. Here also fire protection, same way. You can see that introduction, then design. Okay, you have the system modeling. Okay, basic modeling you'll study, then go to the pilot project 1. Why I have made the same pilot project is it is segments of the same project. Okay, so you have the construction modeling that I can explain that is something related to the real project. You have to make so many assemblies and grouping, filtering in the real project that we'll be covering. And electrical system, okay, that's exclusively we have a design, then modeling, documentation. I think you remember what I told initially. I asked you to remember these terms: design, drafting, modeling, and documentation. This is very important. And drafting will be coming. This drafting we have already covered in the first module, or module number 2. Then go to ELV system modeling, very important. Then family creation, you will be learning about how to create families, to be and nowadays you have so many families models are, Revit models of the families are already available. With some companies are offering it. It is publicly available on the internet, but we will be studying in detail. We are spending 1 week time for this family creation, 1 week time. So each module, MEP fabrication, again, it's a very important one as far as industry is concerned. Then we'll study how a project setup is done, okay, for MEP, real project, how you set up, how to create a template file and all those things we'll be studying. Then BIM collaboration and coordination using BIM 360, Krishna has already explained. And please remember this, even if the civil people have the same module, we will be studying these 4 modules, which I mentioned before. These 4 modules, I think you remember it. These 4 modules, nav is for clash detection, collaboration, then Dynamo, there is visual programming and scan to be. These 4 modules we will be teaching for the MEP candidates from the perspective of MEP industry. Okay, so it won't be the same thing that we teach for. Don't think that we are teaching the same content for all the all the departments or all the disciplines. Okay, we have an exclusive syllabus for, or very specially we have designed syllabus for MEP regarding all these common modules: visual programming, that is Dynamo, then Navisworks and Scan to Be. Then you have BEP and BIM career. So as I have promised, I have covered the whole, given some details about our syllabus within a very short time. Okay. So